the blue of the western sky comes
Runway DFW.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Where we are in North Texas is Sunday, November 19th, 2023. An overcast morning, but no precipitation to speak of, so looking good for the next 3 hours of live broadcasting from one of the world's busiest airports. And so glad to have you with us this morning. Thanks for watching Runway DFW, and let's get on with the show, shall we? Volume up. All right, our first arrival is now coming in. It's American Eagle 3739 coming in from Birmingham, Alabama. It's an Embraer 175. Coming in through the clouds on this Sunday morning. If you were with us yesterday, you'll note that we're in a different position today. We're back at the usual friendly confines of DFW Founders Plaza. We're all fenced in, but we did manage. Turn that down a little bit. We did manage to bring our hangar today. Is this going to work? Yeah. So there's our hangar. We brought it all the way from the south side, all the way up here to Founders Plaza. It's a lot of work. It was like a whole overnight thing. And Airbus A319 is next on the agenda. Coming in from Colombia. It's American Airlines Flight 810. Well, let's see who's with us this morning. Emma Rice says, it looks like the Founders Plaza has a new fence. Yes, it does. There's been much talk about it. Apparently the reason is that there's some earth movement along the hill that we're up on top of, the little hillock, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. But there is some, apparently the earth is kind of cracking because we had so much drought over the summer and the fall. And so they put the fence in while they apparently are going to make some repairs down there. Fatima Shamim says, yeah, I gotta say I love the view from Founders Plaza. It's a nice place to be able to hang out and watch planes, that's for sure. And we thank DFW Airport for that. Here comes American Eagle, flight 4075 from Corpus Christi in on the Gulf Coast of Texas. It's an Embraer 175. Let's see what the old watch says here. It says, well, the sun just rose at 7:02 a.m. So what do you think about that? We're not going to see too much of the sun this morning, I don't think. It's really overcast. You can kind of see the hazy skyline of Dallas in back there. John Kelly Grant is up early from San Jose, California. Hello, John. Garrett says, good morning, Walton chat. Michael Wilson offers some good mornings, and we say hello to Josh Aldrich, who is our newest mod on the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. So thank you for being here, Josh. Here's his greeting. Here comes a flight in from Tallahassee, Florida. It's another Embraer 175, flight 3301, American Eagle. Let's zoom out here just a little bit. We'll catch American Eagle flight 3557. Yet another Embraer 175. This one's going out to Oklahoma City in honor of Josh Aldrich. Let's see how much ceiling we have here today. Oh, more than we had a couple of... Last time we had conditions similar to this, the ceiling was very low. It looks like it's a lot higher this morning. Regrettably, we did have a Queen of the Skies depart just before or just as we were setting up. In fact, I hadn't even gotten the cameras out yet, so I was not able to record it for you. This American Eagle flight 3647 is arriving from Abilene in Texas. I think you might have been able to see there kind of the hint of a peekaboo sunrise. You may see a little bit more of the sun in just a minute or two when it goes through that wedge of of open space there. Alessandro Moroni says, hi everyone from Italy. Another wonderful day together with our beloved planes. Did I pop that up or did I just read it? There it is. Good to see you, Alessandro. Here's American Flight 2899. It's going to San Antonio, Texas, to 737-800. So I think we're already in the busiest, what they're calling the busiest week for air travel ever in the U.S. This Thanksgiving week. Now people kind of spread out when they leave. You know, I guess there's a lot of people who left yesterday or Friday. A lot will be traveling today. I think the problem's going to be coming back because everybody wants to come back a week from today to get back to work on the next Monday. And so that should be a pretty crazy day 1 week from today. Be kind of all hands on deck as far as airlines go. This is American Flight 1106. It's going to Chicago O'Hare. It's a 737-800. I see A-list flyer Chris, one of our great mods and supporters there in the channel. Hello, Chris. Good to have you with us this morning. Josh says we're having intermittent showers up here in Oklahoma City this morning. And there you see the elements of a busy Sunday morning here at the airport. Hey, I'd like to thank Heath Shelton for a $10 super chat. Good morning, Walt. Happy to be on board for Runway DFW. Thank you, Heath, for being a supporter and a subscriber to the channel. And Josh is looking at the radar. There's some showers to your west near Mineral Wells. Well, we'll have to get the shower curtains out, I guess. If that comes to pass, I hope not. Hope it'll hold off for our visit with you this morning. This is planned to be a 3-hour broadcast starting at 7, ending at 10 a.m. Central Time, and that's when we like to give way to our aviation amigos, Kevin and Rudy over at Airline Videos Live. There, Kevin's probably getting ready to get set up for his all-day show from LAX. Always look forward to that. I'm sure Kevin will have some tales about his journey to Cincinnati to do a behind the scenes at Amazon. Is it called Amazon Air? Whatever Amazon's air freight service is. Let's take a look at American Airlines Flight 2770 coming in from Atlanta, the home of arch rival Delta and Airbus A321. Going out there was American Flight 2010 to Los Angeles and Airbus A321, so be on the lookout for that, Kevin and Rudy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is DFW International Airport here, and among the world's busiest, but also the home of American Airlines and American Eagle, and they've got a pretty firm grip on the departures and arrivals here, you will have noticed. That was American Flight 2480, an Airbus A320 off to St. Louis, Missouri. Roger Williams says, I understand that United is taking delivery of some A321 Neos. Well, I hope we see some of those here. We don't see a lot of... United has a fairly minor presence currently at DFW Airport. It's American Flight 2994 coming in from Fort Lauderdale in Florida on an Airbus A321. I spy a One World livery there. Can't tell where that came from. And regrettably, have I used that word before today, regrettably? Japan Airlines Flight 12 just arrived. However, it arrived on runway 13 right, which is not a runway we have access to view. So the best we can do is to take a look at it as it taxis across runways 18 right and left. So just touched down. We should be seeing it in that view shortly. Luke Mold says, hey Walt, any Air New Zealand arriving or departing Dallas Fort Worth Texas Airport? We don't see Air New Zealand currently or yet. I don't know if that's in the cards or not, but American does operate a daily flight to Auckland, and I can't remember what the schedule. I think we see it arriving in the morning, so maybe we'll see it arriving. I hope so. But yeah, we don't see Air New Zealand. I don't know if they've ever flown here or not, but they do not currently. Fatima says Flight 12, Japan Airlines, seems to come in on 13 right a lot. Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of the direction from which they are coming, but David B. wishing everyone a happy early Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, of course, is celebrated here in the U.S. On this Thursday. In Canada, it's another day entirely. I think it's in October. There's the Japan Airlines flight. It's a 777-300, which is almost an 11-hour flight today. 10 hours and 58 minutes as of right now. .56 degrees Fahrenheit here this morning. It feels a little colder because of the wind and the dampness in the air. RB says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, RB. There goes American Flight 1714 jetting off to Seattle. It's an Airbus A321. They're entering your screen with a hazy background of the city of Dallas in the back and behind there. That is the East Tower, which is the dominant structure there. Now, Luke Molds telling our moderator, A-list flyer Chris, I was reading that Air New Zealand are resuming flights to and from Dallas-Fort Worth using their 7879 Dreamliners, all black livery, or their Star Alliance liveries. I hadn't read that. It was good to know. I'll keep an eye out for that. Always welcome new international carriers here. Well, any new carrier is welcome here. Of course, we've talked about it quite a bit. The airport, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, has announced the building of Terminal F, which will add, I think, 20-something gates, if I recall. And that should open up some more space for other airlines. Bill Platt has gifted 5 Tri-Jet memberships to our loyal viewers. Thank you, Bill Platt. That is very cool of you to do. Well, this is one of those situations where this plane is going to Denver, this American Airlines plane, 737-800. And you're about to see, entering your view, a plane that's coming in from Denver. Flight 2612, an Airbus A321. So within seconds of one another, we've got Denver coming and going. And we welcome all of our new members, thanks to Bill Platt. A very kind service of his. Flight 2107 is departing. This is going to Kansas City. It's a 737-800. Well, we're talking about our members. Let me put up our crawl, which lists all of our members as of last night when I produced this crawl. So if you're a new member, you'll see your name on an upcoming broadcast. You're looking at flight 2980. And of course, thank you to our channel sponsor, James Webb. Thank you, James. You're looking at flight 2980 going to San Francisco. Well, that's where James Webb lives. A very nice sunrise over the airport today. Wow, Kay Christensen. And Kay's done this before, donating 5 Tri-Jet memberships. So thank you to Kay Christensen. So welcome to all of our new members of Runway DFW. All right, off to the city adjacent to the bay. Well, here's a heavy aircraft. Kind of snuck up on me there. And that is the flight from Auckland. Flight 34. So it's not Air New Zealand, but that is our gateway to Auckland right now. Arriving after a 12 hour and 52 minute flight. So there you go, Luke Molds. Your countrymen have arrived. And that's as Luke becomes a member thanks to a gift. And we have now Josh Aldrich gifting 5 Runway DFW memberships. My goodness. We're going to set a record today, I think. So we have lots of new members to welcome to the Runway DFW hangar. So good to have all of you with us. Kay Christensen wondered, where is the Runway DFW hangar? Well, here it is. Now, for legal reasons, I do have to point out that this is a construction of artificial intelligence. So we don't really have a hangar at Founders Plaza. It's American Flight 2220 off to Minneapolis St. Paul, the 737-800, and there's Flight 1969 there in the background going to Las Vegas. This is the Minneapolis flight getting ready to take off. Is this right? So that Embraer 175 just landed from Minneapolis St. Paul. And this one's going out to it. This is, I've never seen this before. We've had 2 simultaneous arrival departures to the same destination. We had a pair to Denver earlier, and there's a pair to Minneapolis St. Paul. Oh, just a little quirk of scheduling. Flight 1969 to the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. It's off and running. So Bandari loves the DFW hangar. Well, we'll give you a little bit more of it there with the sunrise looking out the door. And I think we've given Kate Christensen what they wanted to see. Well, we've had a lot of generosity here this morning from our viewers to our new members. So thank you for all that. Donnie White with a bit of wisdom this morning. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to the society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimists the parachute. Something to think about on this Sunday morning. JCG says, good morning, Walt and DFW Airport. Warm greetings from Sao Paulo City in Brazil. We do get flights from Sao Paulo here from by American Airlines. I don't know if there's any on the schedule this morning. Cathay Pacific Airlines Dallas says, hey Walt, how are you doing today? Jetstar getting 787-9 Dreamliners. Yeah, we don't see any Jetstars here, do we? Not yet, anyway. Bill Platt says, who is a channel member and a moderator. Thank you for that, Bill. Hello, all. Just got done a shift. Only MVA and nothing. Quiet night. MVA, I believe, is the nomenclature for motor vehicle accident. Bill Platt is an EMT. Let me see if I can get this dialed up here. Oh, it's a Spirit. Spirit in the sky. Coming in from Baltimore, Washington International Airport. Airbus A320. So the yellow bird checks in. Dan Griffiths, a channel member, says flying United Syracuse to Orlando in January, hoping to get a 321 Neo. Never been on one. I got to fly on one to LAX. It was an American Airlines plane. It was a nice experience. No complaints. As I pointed out before here on the channel, I don't fly that often. I've only flown once twice since since 2016. I spy with my little eye a fire truck. We will show it to you now. It's over next to the UPS Air Hub here. Do I hear a grackle? Yes. Bill Platt with he's not a new member, he's a that's a membership anniversary, I think. And let me post that up. So it's a 5-month membership anniversary for Bill Platt. Thank you, Bill. So been so busy with a new job. It's been since August that I've got to watch more than a few minutes. Any new toys you've acquired since then? Well, with our hangar, I don't think we had our hangar back then. So that's one thing. Want to show you this chattering grackle here. Up on a canopy above me. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Bird? No? Surveying his or her domain. Looking out for the worms and whatnot. Maybe looking for some friendship. Well, good luck to you in your worm acquisition. Right. Grackle cam, says Kay Christensen. Still up there. This could become the symbol of Runway DFW, the grackle. Okay, Christian says she should be at Walmart where they hang out. Yes, they do. We even have a short little video on our Runway DFW website somewhere. Oh, you're gone. Which has just a forest full of grackles in a tree outside of a Walmart. We've got a little downtime here at the big airport, as you can see. I do see a plane on approach. So that will give us our next bit of action. It'll be American Eagle Flight 3365 from Gulfport, Mississippi, I think. Looks like it's coming in on runway 18 left, which is the takeoff runway nominally here. But it has been assigned to 18 left, so let's take a look. So it'll be a little further away from us than most of the arrivals.
You can maneuver as necessary into the wind at 15012. American 1331, tower 1 left, line up on, line up the way, 18 left, American 1331.
Fatima says, apparently a grackle symbolizes resourcefulness. I second the motion to make them the Runway DFW mascot. and Kay Christensen egging me on to play the song. And the song, if you didn't know, well, there's this song that Mrs. Runway DFW despises. I guess would be a fair terminology for that. This is American Flight 1331 to Santa Ana, California.
Let's go take off, American 1331.
So we'll just play this song while this plane takes off so you know what not to listen to. Well, I thought we were playing it. That's not it. You know what? My soundboard has decided it will not play that song. I think there's been some shenanigans going on with my iPad. Let's see if I can show you this. It probably won't show up very well on camera.
Right, 1331, traffic departure, good day. Go to departure, American 1331.
But this is where I normally play that song, and it's like locked out. It won't play. Do I have that anywhere else? Oh, here it is. So yes, this is the song you should not be listening to. Now, to be fair, this song was meant to be not played in full. It's kind of meant to be a bed, a musical bed for saying other things. So I think it drives Mrs. Runway DFW crazy when I just play it as a piece of music as opposed to something that is
Tower 4111, less than 5, 18
meant to be heard in the background. Well, anyway, that's what you're not supposed to hear. So we've got some runway vehicles out, which may account for why some operations vehicles may account for why runway 18
Tower 4111.
right was not being used.
Yes, sir, less than 5 for 18 right.
Less than 5 for 18 right, 521 left.
4111.
So we're doing runway inspections, and at a time when we're not really having any incoming flights here. But it's an important element of any airport facility. Got to make sure that there's nothing untoward happening on the runways, no debris. Check for any birds that might be flying around. Alessandro Moroni says, is there a lot of work to prepare for live broadcast? It's a lot to set up. I mean, my setup is fairly extreme, I guess you would say, for a one-person broadcast. We've got 3 cameras, a computer, a soundboard, an iPad that plays music, a switcher that switches between them all, a scanner that gives you the air traffic control, and then all that's got to be wired up. And then all that's got to be plugged into batteries. We've got 4 large batteries that powers everything. Oh, there's also the our connection to the internet. We have a internet hotspot, so lots of wires to get connected here and every time we go on the air. So it takes generally the better part of an hour to get set up to be on the air.
Port 111, runway 18 right is open.
18 right is open, yay.
18 right is open, we'll show 18 left closed.
18 left is closed.
Roger, runway 18 left closed, port 111.
Check, and double check. You're watching a plane coming in on the east side of the airport. I think this is arriving from Milwaukee. So from this vantage point, we can see planes approaching on the east side. We just can't see them actually landing. Sometimes we can see their tails. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to in that case. With the larger planes, we can see their tails sometimes go through the shot in the background there. So 18 left still closed, 18 right is open. That means if there were to be any takeoffs right now, they would be taking off closer to us than they normally do. Bill Platt says, I have a sudden need to buy a Casio keyboard at Macy's while Mom shops for shoes. Yeah, that's kind of the sound that evokes, I guess. It's a Spirit plane way off in the distance coming in from the Motor City of Detroit. That plane in the background there may have been a Southwest plane coming into Love Field. We say hello to Maria Martinez. Hello, everybody. Hello, Maria. Robert checks in with a hello as well. Ms. Wolves 13, another one of our great members of the Moderation Federation and a channel member, says, good morning to you, Walt. Very good to see you. Excellent to see you as well, Ms. Wolves 13.
Circuit 1595, good morning, morning rest.
RTD says, I'm in Milwaukee. Happy to have you here. And Skittles, our friend from Washington State, says hello, everyone. Howdy to you. We do finally have some activity over here. It is United Flight 2371 off to San Francisco. A 19-year-old Airbus A319. Uncle Car Guy says, Walt, an Indianapolis flight coming in 33 minutes. Well, we'll see if we can bring that to you, Uncle Car Guy. Typically, the Indianapolis flights come in on the east side, but you never know. We'll also be seeing American Flight 1595 arriving from Austin, Texas. That'll be a 737-800, and that'll be here in about a minute. So if this United plane is just kind of sitting there, we may pull away to bring you the arrival of the Austin inbound flight. Keith Shelton says Milwaukee is unique for its recombobulation area. I haven't seen another airport with such an area. I have no idea what that means. Recombobulation. Sounds like one of those nonsense words like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Here comes the arrival of the flight from Austin. You see a lot of birds there. Don't know that they're in the flight path, but always something to be concerned about.
Envoy 3736, to the car, 1 right, little. 1 right, clear land, Envoy 3736.
I do believe that United A319 is still either awaiting instructions or it's doesn't have all of its flight data in yet. Channel member Jane Welshie Lady says, hello everyone. Hello back to you.
American 1595, what are you from?
A-List Fire Chris says we all have them, recombobulation areas, but Milwaukee was genius enough to appropriately name theirs. All right, now I'm curious. Recombobulation. One dictionary defines recombobulation as put back the way it was or into proper working order. Another says gathering one's thoughts or composure. So I guess it's kind of like a meditation area. George Ragsdale says, good morning, Sunday morning, Walton Mods. Hello to you, George. Donnie White says in April of this year, DFW was ranked as the second busiest airport in the world with 73.3 million passengers in 2022. And of course, that was a year that we're still recovering back from the pandemic. So this is a busy airport, and it will definitely be growing. I mean, short of having another unforeseen event like we had with the pandemic. you hear an E-jet arriving from Aguas Calientes in Mexico.
United 2371, Tom.
United 2371, good.
It should be about 5, 6, 7 more minutes. They're almost done.
Flight 3736.
You're going to get a 190 heading, you're going to climb to 10,000.
United 2371, roger, 190 heading, climb to 10,000 for departure.
Bravo 3736 Whiskey Kilo, ground 25.
Time once again to let you know what the heck you're watching. It is Runway DFW live and in color from the second busiest airport in the world, Dallas-Fort Worth International here in Texas. My name is Walt, and we'll be with you for about another 2 hours leading up to our handover to our pals Kevin and Rudy at Los Angeles International Airport in, well, Los Angeles. That makes sense. Until then, we'll bring you as much action as we can possibly squeeze in betwixt now and then, right here on Runway DFW. Thanks for watching. Back to the action on this Sunday morning. There's a DART train. There's American Flight 1825 coming in on the east side from Memphis, Tennessee. So I want to see. I think that's the flight path for Southwest Airlines there, going to Love Field, a different airport here in the Dallas area. It's in Dallas proper. So I think that's what we're seeing there, because that's kind of in the direction that it would be going. ENC says, morning to you, Walt. Really like your live stream and really love that new United Airlines livery. Well, I don't know how new it is, but we have an incoming flight from Monterey. It's an Airbus A319, American Flight 831. So there's a look at that United livery again. I guess the differentiation is that, the main differentiation is that the word United is in much larger letters than the previous version, where the word United was in smaller letters above the windows instead of over them. But there's all sorts of people who would love to see the return of the tulip, the United Airlines tulip on the tail. I'd kind of be in favor of that, but I guess this kind of honors the airline's heritage with Continental as a precursor. So again, this flight going out to Denver, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time. And it looks like runway 18 left is open again. Kind of looking forward to some 18 right takeoffs. That would be fun. See those occasionally here. That is flight, well, the tail end of flight 1304, going to Austin. Another Airbus A319. This being a 10-year-old aircraft. Is that wind picking up, or is it just me? Major the Pup says hi. And Uncle Car Guy lets us know that it's flight 1506 American Airlines coming in 22 minutes. A-list flyer Chris explaining why that United aircraft was sitting on the ground for so long. He says the early morning on the West Coast is very congested, so they meter departures at their origin. So they were waiting for the high sign to take off to match up with their arrival slot. It's American Flight 1034, 737-800, arriving from Guadalajara in Mexico. Oh, I hear it. Crank it up a little bit. You might be able to hear the Wookiee noise from this Delta Flight 1065 to Salt Lake City. It's an Airbus A220. You can kind of see in this picture how creamy white the Delta fuselage is compared to the gray white of the American livery.
American 1034 Kilo Lima cross 21, traffic ground 25.
Alaska Airlines Flight 543 is going to Seattle. It's a 737-900. Uncle Carguy says, Walt, I'm watching my radar. Possible KC-130 arriving here. I believe that's a military tanker aircraft. We'll be on the lookout for that. Thank you for that alert. I think it was last Sunday when, as I was packing up and I had just put the cameras away, and there were a couple of military transport planes that arrived here. That was Flight 3156 coming in from Chihuahua on a CRJ 701ER, American Eagle. Here goes that Alaska plane off to Seattle. We still have some heavenly rays shining down from the cloud layer this morning.
DFW American 1750 for 17 months.
Donnie White just full of info bits today. DFW has service to 260 destinations, 193 domestic plus 67 international from 30 passenger airlines. In surpassing 200 destinations, DFW joined a small group of airports worldwide with that distinction. Thank you so much for that, Donnie White. Say good morning to Navy Jack. Hello, Navy Jack. Time for Flight 781 coming in from Querétaro in Mexico. It's a 737-800. Keystone 75 says good morning from Savannah. Savannah, Georgia, I'm guessing, yes. Good to have you here. Another east side arrival. Not sure what this is. Channel member Somil Bandari says, sadly can't stay for too long, so I'll see you soon on the AVL stream. Well, thanks for popping in, Somil. Arriving momentarily from San Luis Potosi in Mexico is American Flight 853 and Airbus A319. Bill Caldum, our friend in Arkansas, says, good morning, Walt. Hope you are doing well. Thank you. I am.
American 853, Gulf Bay, cross 20 west, traffic ground 25. Have a good one.
All right, Gulf Bay will cross 20 left and 25. Thanks. Have a good day.
Well, let's do a little weather here for you. As you can see on the screen, it's 57 degrees and cloudy. According to the airport, the winds are coming out of the southeast at 13 miles an hour, and there you can see the gigantic American flag there, giving you a visual indication of that. And as far as the rest of the day, let's see what it says here. Well, there's a chance of rain later today. Light rain begins at 11 o'clock. I got to be out of here by then. That's your forecast from Runway DFW, the official Runway DFW forecast.
Right turn heading 190. I'll maintain 10,000. 18 left, clear for takeoff on 139.
What did you say? In the morning. Okay.
We're everywhere.
Now get all those jingles out of the way. That's what I say. Let's clear them out. We're having a clearance sale on jingles. Yeah, we have a lot of in the mornings.
In the morning.
That was a little shrill. Arriving from Salt Lake City is American Airlines flight 1214, I should say, and Airbus A321. Channel member Danny Kennedy says, good morning, Runway DFW. Thank you for that. Jose Aguilar, channel member, says, good morning, Walt. Enjoying your live stream. Thank you for that. Channel member Jane Welshie Lady says, we've got a Turkish Airbus A320 at Cardiff Airport today. Is that unusual? I guess it must be if she's telling us that. Devin Barnes says, "Hey Walt, Devin here from Melbourne, Australia, and it's 1:21 a.m. on a Monday. So thanks for staying up late with us tonight where you are, Devin." Here comes flight 2181 from Silao in Mexico.
Runway 3920, carry all set.
Yes, sir.
Runway 3920, turn right, heading 190, maintain 10,000, runway left, 12
Right, turn 190 to 10,000 on flight 3920, clear for takeoff, 189.
The clouds actually make it a little easier for us to see the aircraft here in the morning. Normally, everything would be in silhouette if it was a perfectly sunny day. We've got 3 American Eagle Embraer 175s poised for takeoff there on 18 left, first of which is flight 3920 to Amarillo, Texas. That's it there. Amarillo out there in what's called the panhandle of the state. Kind of a descriptive name. It's all E-jets all the time here. Uh-oh. Something has happened. I guess we're still on the air. I lost my monitor there for a second. I had a cable come unplugged. All right, so tucked in among those E-jets there is that Airbus A321, which is going to Los Cabos in Mexico. This flight's coming in from Mexico City. That was American Flight 1066, a 737-800. And there goes that flight off to Silao? No, Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City. No? I've lost track.
Good day, wait, 782 heading. Runway 3674, turn right heading 190, maintain 10,000, runway left, approach. Runway 3674, turn right heading 190, maintain 10,000, runway left, takeoff, otherwise
Just a whole traffic jam of aircraft over there. Just going to pull out here to see Spirit Airlines come in. That plane arriving from Phoenix, flight 2903.
3532, right, short Bravo.
Well, it looks as though flight 2432 is moving into position for takeoff. That one's the one that's going to Los Cabos.
Spirit 2903 Whiskey Lima, approximately west Alpha Route 6 following the bridge, flight call panels. Alpha 3674, contact departure. To departure 3674. Flight 2029 is to tower, 113 right foot land with 1608, gas 15.
Arriving now from Colorado Springs is this 737-800.
Right 190, clear takeoff, point left at the 10,000 American 24 minutes. American 2081, you switch out, left on a point, be ready to go. You're going to get transfer. Plane left on way, American 2081. 3113, time to get
And off goes the A321 to Los Cabos.
American 787 amend that. Whiskey Lima, cross point left, Alpha Route 6 on the bridge. Whiskey Lima, Alpha Route 6 on the bridge, 72, great day. 2.
Jay is our new subscriber. Thanks, Jay. American Flight 20812 to Sacramento is pointing its nose towards California.
2146, 3300 over, 20 right, vision.
It's a 22-year-old Airbus A321. RB channel member says, "Hey Walt, I was wondering if have you ever had the problem Kevin from AVL has? His problem is he doesn't know what to do with his hands now that he doesn't tug on his shirt anymore." Well, for those of you who watch or who don't watch airline videos live, Kevin, the host, his procedure for speaking to his audience was to use a very high-quality Sony lavalier microphone. A lavalier is one of those little clip-on microphones about the size of a peanut. He'd clip it to his shirt, and when he wanted to talk, he would lift up the microphone to his mouth and talk into it. And he was very comfortable with that. It worked for him, but people kept wondering, why do you keep talking to your shirt? I have always preferred a headset, which is what Kevin has now settled in on, it seems, after being kind of averse to it. Now, Kevin's on the air for a lot longer than I am typically. My longest streams have been like 4.5 or 5 hours, and usually more like 3. He, of course, goes all day long. So he was, I think, afraid that a headset would be uncomfortable to wear for that long. Might get hot. And those are legitimate arguments. But I just feel a lot more comfortable with a headset because there's always something, I always have something to do with I don't have to, I've always got buttons to push or cameras to operate. So it would always seem like a distraction to me to have to reach down and grab a microphone whenever I wanted to say something. Speaking of hands, I haven't had time to, or I haven't had a chance to reach down to zoom into my screen to tell you where this American Airlines plane is going. I can tell you the one that's coming in is arriving from Birmingham, Alabama. That's an Airbus A320. A bit busy here. I think this is another plane going to Los Cabos. It's flight 1324. Hey, Skittles is checking in with a very nice, well, I guess that was considered a tip as opposed to a super chat. So let me make sure I can acknowledge that correctly. Let's see what Skittles said. Thank you, Walt, for your dedication to bring us Runway DFW. It is truly a fantastic channel. Yeah. I have to play that again? I guess I do, because it went too quickly for me. Where people like me can come together to pay homage to these beautiful aircraft who have made Runway DFW. Truly one of the great, and that was such a long message, it didn't all come in there, did it? Dagnabbit. Well, anyway, thank you, Skittles. That's very kind of you to say those nice things. Many aircraft are waiting to take off. Looks like this American Eagle E-Jet is off to Monterey. It's flight 3701. Can't even imagine being a controller right now. I think I'd just throw my hands up in the air and say, "You take this." Lots of aircraft here today. We have a flight radar 24 here, which I didn't, I forgot to log into. Oh well. Well, there's all the airplanes in the world. Here's DFW Airport. Now I'll have to set this up next time. I have to log in advance. I do believe I see a large aircraft there. That's a 7879. That's going to Phoenix, Arizona. Or will be when it gets its turn. That's the American Eagle flight to Monterey in front of it. And coming in for an arrival now is flight 1871, arriving from Houston Intercontinental George Bush World Airport. Mabuba Gaderi says, "Hi there, good time everyone, Iran. Glad to have you here." Uncle Car Guy says, "Walt, I caught the KC-130. Well, is it coming? I don't know. We have an American Airlines flight arriving from Chicago O'Hare, flight 482. It's an Airbus A321. And I push the button and it magically appears on your screen. Look at this, it's a special livery. Allegheny, I love Allegheny livery. That's classic. So that's one of what American calls its heritage liveries. They've got your Allegheny, they've got your TWA, they've got your PSA, they got your Reno Air, a whole bunch of them. And they also have two American Airlines retro liveries. the Astrojet, which is the older one, and the I don't know what you call it, the one with the AA on the tail. That's the one I like the best. We're going to watch a plane coming in from Dubai. It's an Emirates 777, flight 221. Emirates all in on the 777 category. They just bought a bunch more 777X aircraft from Boeing, which is, of course, a newer model. This one's 7 years old. Almost a 16-hour flight, 15 hours and 51 minutes for that journey from Dubai. There's one last look at the American Airlines Allegheny livery. Caramel Caribou channel member says morning. Uncle Car Guy says, Walt, did you see that Korean Air brought a 777-300ER yesterday and it was the Sky Team livery? I did not see that. It came too early for me to be here. I was talking to our friend and channel member Angela Smith, who came out here to see that, and so she got some pictures of that. Looks like the Dreamliner is making the big turn here. This one again is going to Phoenix, Arizona. It's flight 2607. I think if we go back to the flight radar, you can at least zoom in to see how many planes are lined up to take off right in front of us. That was Spirit 3052 arriving from Fort Lauderdale and A320. And that Emirates triple, well, it was waiting for clearance. I guess it's gotten the clearance now to cross runway 18 left, so it can Get those passengers who've been on board for the better part of a full day off to their next destinations. Thing is, you got to think that there's a good percentage of the people on that plane who are not coming here to Dallas-Fort Worth. They're getting on another plane going somewhere else because this is a big transfer hub. Tyler Copeland says good morning from Charlotte. Hey there, Tyler. Another big American Airlines hub there. Dan Griffiths is happy, or loves this anyway. I'm glad to see that. I'm way behind on my messages here. It's a bit busy, Now arriving from Orlando is American Flight 668. It's an Airbus A321. There's that Phoenix-bound Dreamliner still waiting its turn. Ms. Wolf says 200 likes. Thank you, everyone. And Randy Bucksbaum, channel member, also says, I'm back. Let's do this.
We'll give away the crossing up Bravo, cross 20 left, whiskey line, cross, east crown off bridge, Alpha, Bravo.
American 285, call from my right left to Katakana, point 85. United 2004, call from my right left to the bridge, Katakana, point 0 on top.
Right cross, 1 left, grounding 5, which is 6 foot.
American 2607, got departure. American 2607, have a cat departure. 2607, still on there.
Tower 2435, visual, when it right.
American 2435, 57, 114011, runway 18 right, Airline, ultra taxi, Bravo for 5.
Yes, that was Contour Airlines coming in from Greenville. Contour Aviation, I guess I should say. On ERJ 140 LR.
American 2673 on that B-Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 18 left,
Volunteer 3501, hold short, runway 18 left.
Flight 2673 to Palm Springs is now rolling. It's an Airbus A321. Guadalajara, Mexico goes this 737-800 American Flight 1830. That dispatcher sounds like an auctioneer. Arriving there was American Flight 2435 from Savannah, Georgia. Taking off there is American Flight 2357 to Denver. And if you can believe it, this is only half of the airport here. This is, you know, we're only looking at the west side of the airport. There's an equal amount of activity going on the east side. This is flight 1369 coming in from Tampa, Florida, 737-800. And off to San Diego goes American Flight 2366, which is right over there. Wind is really picking up now. Skittles has a question for the group. I've noticed that when airplanes land at Wellington Airport in New Zealand, there's hardly any tire smoke generated, but at other airports like here in LAX, there seems to be a lot. Like that. And yeah, I don't know what the reason for that would be. Maybe it has to do with the southern hemisphere. Hey, I've got to go way down my camera 3 here, so hold on a second. Let me give you that shot. Turn down my mic, and I'll be right back.
American 1820, cut departure. Envoy 3989, get you there, runway 18 left, line up and wait.
Fly left on a point, envoy 3989.
American 802, Golf 8, cross runway 18 left, taxi via Fox Alpha, ground 65, top to the actually ground point 80, top of the Alpha Bridge, give way to Whiskey Lima.
So anyway, when it gets windy like this, by the way, that was flight 882 coming in from Buffalo. Is it Buffalo? Yeah, Buffalo. When it gets windy like this, I have to worry about our third camera, which we'll show you here in just a moment. So it's propped down on top of the car. You can see the flags there in the background blowing with a pretty stiff wind from the south, and so I've had to weigh down this camera, which is really just a smartphone. I'll weigh down the tripod so that the whole assembly doesn't blow away. Behind the scenes at Runway DFW. And that's the camera, of course. We were looking through the hangar there. That's the camera that provides us with that shot. Many planes are waiting to take off.
Envoy 33085 behind 18 right.
Envoy 3805 or 3850 to 2000 150 16 runway 18 right for land hold short takeoff for crossing traffic.
Tower Envoy 33084 behind 18 right.
Envoy 33082 to 2000 16 runway 18 right for land hold short takeoff.
Here comes a flight from Fort Lauderdale. 737-800, flight 2558.
Right, 190, 10,000, 18 left, going to take off with our 99.
Envoy 3460, get to the cabin, runway 18 left, line up and wait.
Line up with line left, Envoy 3460.
Skittles was talking about the tire smoke. The wind is blowing in the exact right direction to direct that kind of acrid aroma to us right here. Akil Valapueni. I'm not sure I said that incorrectly, but hello from India, and hello to you. Danny Kennedy says stacking up. They are indeed stacking up. There's a look at all of the planes that are waiting for their chance to take off from Flight Radar 24.
DFW Tower, Envoy 3850, visual 18 right, speed 170.
Envoy 3850, get through that 115013, runway 18 right to land, hold short taxi, Bravo for crossing traffic.
Total land 18 right, short Bravo, Envoy 3850.
This flight's coming in from AVL, Asheville. A reminder that in about an hour from now we'll close down our stream, and so you can enjoy the full Sunday programming from Airline Videos Live AVL in Los Angeles. Plus, it's probably going to rain here, so we probably got to get out of the way of that rain, pack everything up. It's a traffic jam over there.
RNAV Blair, clear for takeoff, 18 left, Envoy 3460.
American 1812, 60 there, runway 18 left, line up and wait.
18 left, line up and wait, American 1812.
Envoy 3308, we'll close you on the underbelt base.
From Fort Myers, Florida, comes American Flight 1281, sorry, 1281. It's a 737-800.
Envoy 3308, crossing the 18 left, I got a ground of 25.
Cross 18 left ground,
Envoy 3352, traffic is 2 out, cross from runway 18 right, cross from runway 18 left, I got a ground of 25.
That is American Flight 1812. It's going to Colorado Springs. It's an Airbus A319. It's the one in the center of your shot amongst all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 other planes in that same shot waiting their turn. And there's more behind them.
American 1281, going cross runway 18 left in contact ground of 25. Envoy 3460, got a departure.
Russia, Envoy 3460 today.
Today.
American 1047, visual 18 right.
American 1047, you see that 1150.
Uh-oh, Josh Aldrich says rain just to the north of you approaching in Denton, which is not that far away.
Envoy 2158 at Bravo, cross runway 18 right to short, 18 left, landing Chester for the Chevy taxiway.
Alright, at Bravo, cross 18 right to short, 18 left.
American 1812 on that departure, runway 18 left, for takeoff.
American 1812 on that P Park runway 18 left set there.
Envoy 3053, need to be there, runway left line open wait.
American 25 visual 1 right.
American 2729, get to the air, 15012, runway 18 right to land, hold short taxi, Bravo for crossing traffic.
28 right, clear to land, hold short Bravo,
There's American Eagle Flight 3850 arriving from Montgomery, Alabama.
Envoy 3052, and at the Laren, runway 18 left, set for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 18 left, RNAV 2, Laren Envoy 3852.
American 1805, 60 tower, runway 18 left line open wait.
Runway 18 left, American 1805.
Envoy 3050, hold short, runway 18 left, default 8.
Hold short, 18 left, default 8, Envoy 3850.
American 1812, set departure.
American 1812.
It's Flight 747. An Airbus A321 arriving from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know, it almost seems sacrilegious to give any plane a flight number of 747 other than a Queen of the Skies. There's an ambulance which is speeding along.
American 747, John High Street, hold short, runway 18 left, in Whiskey Lima.
Hold short Whiskey Lima, full right to 7 American 747. Morning tower, American 2575 heavy, 18 right.
American 1805, RNAV B Park, runway 18 left, set for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 1805, RNAV 3 Park.
You may have heard that there's a heavy on the way in. It's American Airlines Flight 2575 from Miami. Now, as we look to the north, the plane on your right is coming in from Windsor Locks, Connecticut. I don't think I've ever, I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen a plane come in from Windsor Locks. I don't know if that's a new route or if it usually comes in on the east side or...
American 389, RNAV Laren, runway 18 left, set for takeoff.
18 left, clear for takeoff, RNAV to left, 39.
Skyless 3229, get 3 tower, runway 18 left, line open wait.
But the Dreamliner's coming in next from Miami. It's a 7878. We'll get a nice long look at it here, I think.
445 call from runway left at Bravo, ground 25. American 747, give way to 1 with Mike.
Alright, we'll give way, 747.
American 2729.
Joshua Leclerc says, wow, look at all those planes. Says, good morning, everyone.
American 1780 call from runway right, hold short, runway left.
Jonathan Jonkind, or Johan Jonkind, says, all these aircraft, it's very good for my geography knowledge of the U.S. Many unknown places with a connection to DFW. We do, there is flying to a lot of places here. The Flight Radar 24 says 246 airports are served, along with 37 countries from this airport. And currently the busiest route is Atlanta. Usually it's Los Angeles, but right now it's Atlanta with 128 flights over the next 7 days. More than 6,000 departures over the next week. So we're just getting a little taste of it here today. The average departure delay is currently 17 minutes, according to Flight Radar 24. And the wind's now up to 13 miles an hour.
American 2353 on FB Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 18 left, RNFB Park, 2353.
Envoy 3407, just 2000, runway 18 left, line from wing.
Envoy 18 left, runway 3407.
American 2114, got a pleasure.
Just a reminder, as we are now well into our third hour of broadcasting, that you're watching Runway DFW, Jet Age entertainment for the 21st century. It's Sunday, November 18th, 19th, sorry, yesterday was the 18th, 19th, 2023. It's Walt with you for another 45 minutes or so before we shovel you off to our friends Kevin and Rudy at Airline Videos Live. Oh, there's a little musical interlude, don't you know?
2353 departure call.
Martin DFW,
Frontier 1466, 65, wind is 15015, runway 18 right for the land. Envoy 3407 on Airline, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
On Airline, 18 left, clear for takeoff, line 447.
I do believe that was American Flight 2560 coming in from Destin, Fort Walton Beach in Florida. And we are coming to you from the Runway DFW hangar, which is stationed this morning at Founders Plaza here at DFW Airport. Danny Kennedy says, planes everywhere. Must be the Turkey Day rush. I suspect that that you are correct in that analysis. They're just all conglomerated over there.
American 2161, you can pair runway 18 left, line up and wait.
18 left, line up and wait, American 2161.
Paula Dane says, beautiful American planes. You know, I had a jingle for the American planes.
That's our American 2728 to right.
I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Yeah, this is like that 18 right, clear land for 2728.
Oh, here it is.
RNAV Blair and 18 left, clear for takeoff, American.
All right, here's our jingle for the American planes.
All American. 18 left, line up and wait, American 2026.
American 1040, City Park and East.
It's pretty much all American. Not all.
1040, taxi via Echo and Whiskey Lima, hold short, runway 18 left. Echo, Whiskey Lima, hold short, American 2513, had a departure.
Certainly does seem that way sometimes.
Sorry, down to 1515.
Delta 1515, via 35115011, runway 18 right for land, hold short, taxi, Delta for cross traffic.
I have to say your host is getting a bit chilled right now. Here comes flight 2046 going to San Jose, California, 737-800.
18 right, clear to land and hold short of Bravo for crossing traffic at American 2728. Can we land long?
Channel member Doug Houston says, good morning. A few trains at. Channel member says, hello, Walt Mods and viewers. Hope you are well. Less than an hour until sunset where I am. Well, it's not all American. Here we go. Bit of frontier for you. With a cuddly bear on the tail, I think.
American 2161, got a departure.
Departure, American 2161.
That was flight 1406 coming in from Ontario, California. An Airbus A320neo with Jojo the grizzly bear. So grizzly bear, I don't know if you'd want to cuddle with a grizzly bear. Maybe if it were a stuffed bear, but not a real one. See if we get a little better look at Jojo as the Frontier plane turns to the left. Now we are at the extent of our zoom. And at that angle, Jojo's not exactly presenting us with their best view. Where is that? That's an American flight just landed from Newark. Flight 2728. Next to arrive is Delta. I almost said American. Delta flight 1515 from Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's going to be an Airbus A220.
Delta 1550.
Delta 1515, that's correct. It's good land perfect. Money right, hold short, taxi, Bravo for crossing traffic.
Cleared land 18 right, hold short of Bravo for crossing traffic.
American 2728, parking east to west. American 2728, go ahead and go down to Winston Mike and hold short, runway 18 to Mike.
Alright, go down to Whiskey, Mike, hold soda 18 left there,
Skywest 4852, run at the Laren, runway 1 left, clear for takeoff.
Run out the Laren, 1 left, clear for takeoff, got 40.
American 2066, 50 there, runway 1 left, line up and wait. American 2046, set departure.
Alright, American 2046.
American 2066, you're not number 1 there, are you?
You get American 1209, but where would you go there?
American 2066, roger on the short, runway 1 left.
What's for my left, 26?
American 1209, 50 there, runway 1 left, line up and wait.
18 left, line 40, American 1209.
Dano is our new subscriber. Book 'em, Dano.
Frontier 1406, cross, runway 1 left.
Kieran Renaud says, I just landed on that Frontier aircraft. So you were aboard Jojo the Grizzly Bear. Very cool.
Delta 1556, make the left there, Golf 8, cross, runway 1 left, taxi to Fox Alpha, ground from 80, top of Alpha.
I think that plane is no longer within our view,
Cross 6, Golf 8.
but we're glad you are safely here.
Skywest 4832, set departure.
Order departure, 43 days.
It's American Flight 603 from Austin, Texas. 737-800.
American 2728, Whiskey Mike, cross, runway 1 left, taxi to Fox Alpha, ground from 80, top of Alpha.
Oh, there's Jojo. Okay, well, there's the plane that we saw earlier landing. So welcome to Dallas-Fort Worth.
American 1209, RNB, Park, runway 1 left.
How weird it must be to be in a plane looking at a little phone screen or an iPad screen and seeing yourself on YouTube. Of course, there's a slight delay with any YouTube broadcast. It's about a 30-second delay, actually. So, Kieran, that one's for you. I'd like to thank Dan Gillis for a $10 super chat. Thank you, Dan. Danny Kennedy giving us a heads up as to what we can expect from Kevin and Rudy on Airline Videos Live. 69 degrees and sunny. So not too much warmer than here, but definitely do not have any sun on the horizon for us today. The backlog of airplanes over at 18 left is starting to clear up a little bit. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes there now, including, where is it? This little guy. That being a Cessna 525B Citation CJ3+. That is a long name for a little aircraft. No indication of where it's going. But always interesting to see. Business jets. General member Patrick Lloyd says hello, everyone. Hey there to you, Patrick.
American 606 at Alpha Top 20 left, come ground for time reverse. American 603 at Alpha
Looks
Top
like
20
we've got
left,
American Flight 2066 pulling out here to Salt Lake City to 737-800. Here's what the clouds look like over Dallas-Fort Worth. And the wind is blowing our tripod around. It's making its move for me. It's like a wind vane. Well, somebody in the chat was saying they like jumbo jets, and we've got one which is coming up soon here. Let me see if I can zero in on it. It's American Flight 123. It's a Dreamliner Dash 9 going to Honolulu this morning. So we'll see that take off in just a bit. Danny Kennedy says it seems that American Airlines has truly adopted the Airbus A321 as the workhorse of the line for sure. Well, I think numerically they may actually have more 737s. There's a head-on look at the Dreamliner. I think that little that tiny business jet is about to get the green light. I see it kind of poke into the picture here. We'll follow it along. Yeah, you don't need a 5,000-foot runway to lift off in one of those, do you? Stephanie says, good Sunday, everyone. Stay dry. I have intermittent downpours 2 inches an hour out by me, which are heading toward DFW. I had to run out into one storm to bring my horses into shelter, so yeah, I guess it's probably a good thing we're going to be blasting off from here shortly. Speaking of blasting off, that was American Flight 2798 going to San Francisco. There it is. And the wind just blew over my folding chair. So wind is definitely picking up from the south.
American 123 Heavy, on after layer 111 from takeoff.
On after layer, clear for takeoff, 18 miles, 123.
So here is the Dreamliner off to Honolulu.
2798, 10 next time, you're good.
Good day, sir, American 27.
And with this departure, it clears the decks for all of the departing flights, at least for now, here on the west side of DFW Airport. We have a child, a little child, maybe about 1.5 or 2 years old. He's very excited to be here.
Wind 15012, gust 28. Runway 3557 with Kilo, cross 25, head to ground 25. Cross 21, Cool. Export vehicle help risen to. Alright, 123 heavy contact.
Aloha.
123.
Oh, now the sun is coming out. It's a weird weather day. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run back to the car and get my official Runway DFW windbreaker. While you enjoy some music, courtesy of the Runway DFW Disco Orchestra.
Disco!
Heavy,
had a choice of either turning off the music or bringing you the arrival of that 777 from Qatar.
Kilo Heavy, roger, hold short of runway 18 left, good with
So I thought I'd just leave the music on and point the camera in the right direction. That flight had a duration of 16 hours and 41 minutes. So I think that's even longer than the Emirates flight from Dubai. I think that was just under 16 hours. So perhaps they took a little different route. I'm trying to remember. I thought that the most efficient route from the Middle East, I believe, would take a plane over Russian territory. And some airlines are avoiding that airspace, and some are not. And I thought it was Qatar that was avoiding Russian airspace and Emirates was flying over it. If I remember looking, I guess, I don't know, I can't check right now, but obviously if you have to make a detour, it's going to take you longer. So anyway, it's here. And I have successfully put on my Runway DFW windbreaker, or I guess as it's called in the catalog, a packable jacket. Got a plane coming in from Springfield, an Embraer 175 American Eagle 3756. A little sideways action there, just a bit. And this Qatar flight, one of two that the airline operates to DFW. This, of course, is 777. The other flight it flies, we saw yesterday. Yesterday it was it's a A350 1000.
Line 18 right, American 2342.
Aviation Emily says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. AE. Hear the distant whistle of a train. Well, we were talking about what I was wearing. I might as well show you our merch. There's the requisite Runway DFW mug. There's a sweatshirt. I'm wearing one of those underneath my packable jacket. And these are all available on the Runway DFW merch store. We've got hats for you. Hats aplenty. T-shirts, of course. And where is it? There, that's what I'm wearing over everything now. The packable jacket. I have the royal blue edition, but you can see there's a lot of colors there. So streamlabs.com/runwaydfw/merch is the address to check it out if you are so inclined. It makes a perfect holiday gift.
contact ground, waiting 5 minutes,
How am I doing as a pitch man? I'm not, I don't think I'm that good at it. From San Antonio, Texas comes American Flight 2842, I think? I don't know. Whoa, that was a little bouncy. It bounced pretty hard when it hit. It almost looked like the tail was gonna whack the runway there. Flight 2342 from San Antonio, and a Boeing 737
American 2342, Golf 8,
800.
cross 18 left, 44.
Golf 8, cross 18 left, wrongly,
American 2342, keep cross Alpha Route 65 on the bridge, have a good one.
cross 18 left, Alpha Route, ground point, American 2342.
I don't know what to say about that, Stephanie.
Tower wind 150 at 13, gut 20, 20 right, flow away.
Yashwir Bodho says hi. Hello to you. Hope I got close to the correct pronunciation of your name. Coming on down from Bakersfield, California is an Airbus A319, flight 1087. But almost looks like blue sky is back there all of a sudden. Yeah, the tail of that last plane we saw land definitely came a lot closer to the runway than this one. And looky here, the sun is shining down upon us.
American 1087, we parked today.
American 1087.
American 1087, cross point left to Golf 8, contact ground, point 85.
Cross 18 left, Golf 8, Golf 85, American 1087.
Well, we may have seen the last of our wide-bodied aircraft this morning, at least as far as our broadcast goes, because we're not going to be on the air for much longer. I should, at this point, once again give you the look at our members of the channel as of last night. And leading off the list is our sponsor, James Webb. Thank you, James Webb, for sponsoring this broadcast. And henceforth, you will see the names of all the fine folks who are members of the Runway DFW channel. Starting with our quad jet members, the highest level that's available. So we thank, of course, 757 Chip, Alias Fire, Chris, Bev A, Cubs Win, Dan Griffiths, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C, James Webb, also a Quad Jet channel member, Josh Aldrich, Kai, Kansas AV Geek, Lori M, Michelle RS, Pete Nordine, R Bauer 25, Raina Taylor, Rodney, and Skittles are Quad Jet members. Thanks to all of you, and thanks to the rest of our membership here at Runway DFW. You keep us on the air, you help us pay for our expenses, and I appreciate that very, very much. Thanks to all of you. Brian Henry says, hey Walt, I don't know if you saw my milestone message earlier, and I guess I didn't, so I'm very sorry. But if you didn't, no big deal. I was just curious what days you are planning this week for live streaming. Well, because it's a holiday week, I do have some familial obligations, and oh no, it's starting to rain. How can it be raining? It's sunny out. Okay, I gotta go get some towels and such, so stand by, por favor.
Good morning, American 1107. Inbound final for visual 1 right, parking on the runway. American 1107, just to return, thanks for the parking, 1 right for the left. Have a cleared lane 1 right, American 1107.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. It's raining now, and I've got to get our stuff out of the rain, so I'm going to have to end the broadcast a little abruptly here. I thank you very much for watching and for participating. I thank all our members, and I hope you will tune in to watch Kevin and Rudy, where it's hopefully sunny out there at LAX for their broadcast today. Let's see if I can do our little close here. Nah. All that crinkling you hear is our shower curtain technology, which keeps our equipment somewhat dry in an event like this. So anyway, thank you very much. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. I don't know when we'll be on again this week. We'll be on sometime this week. Just keep your message bells lit up, and you will be the first to know. As I wipe down our gear and say adios to you all from all of us at Runway DFW. Thank you so much. Happy contrails to you until we meet again.
Travel arrangements for overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.
Where's the end button? Jane, stop this crazy thing.